Hi everyone, Shane Plays here, and we're going to take a look at the new D&D Essentials Kit that is currently a Target exclusive as of June 24th, but on September 3rd will be available, I guess, everywhere, according to the Wizards website. So game stores, etc. Maybe Walmart, I don't know. The starter set has been out for a while, and you can buy that at Target and other places, but this is not the starter set that came out a few years ago for D&D 5e. The starter set is an adventure that takes people to 5th level, and it has pre-generated characters, and it has a small, like, sort of game master's book, or a DM's book, and it has a player's rules book. And again, it's in dice. Is basically what comes with it. I've got a video out there for that if people want to check out the starter set. And the starter set is very good. I've run the adventure. I know other people that are running the adventure. It's good for first-time DMs, first-time players. And again, you know, you can take people up to 5th level with it, with pre-generated characters. Now, this set, this kit, not just set, has sort of all that and more. So I'll read off the back here for you, and then we'll bust it open and take a look. This video is basically going to just be a quick first look and an unboxing. It's not going to be an in-depth review of the adventure or anything like that. So it says, unleash your imagination, defeat the dragon of Ice Spire Peak. I assume that's the dragon of Ice Spire Peak there. I know it's got a lot of shiny wrap reflection there. And so it's obviously a white dragon, which I think white dragons are cool. It's one of the things I've always loved about D&D is the chromatic and the... not just the chromatic dragons for evil, but the different types of good dragons, which are basically based on the current the currency, platinum, gold, all that. Silver, bronze, copper, etc. Okay. So Dungeons & Dragons is a cooperative storytelling game that harnesses your imagination and invites you to explore a fantastic world of adventure where heroes battle monsters, find treasures, and overcome epic quests. This box contains the essentials, hence the Essentials Kit, you need to run a D&D game with 1 Dungeon Master and 1 to 5 adventurers. So listen, 1 to 5 adventurers. So this also has rules in it for duet play. And duet play is 1 DM, 1 player. And I like that. I'm seeing more of that in not just D&D, but role-playing right now. I think that the idea that you have to have a group of 4 or 5 people or whatever to play D&D, it's certainly very fun that way. But you can play, I mean, I played a lot growing up with me and 1 DM, a good buddy. Like if we couldn't get everybody together, it would just be me and him, or just a couple of players. And there's a lot of ways to do it. You can adjust the rules, or you can have one person play more than 1 character. So I like the idea of, because, some people are in a situation for whatever reason, maybe where they live, or, just different dynamics, that, maybe they only have 1 or 2 other people around they can play with. And we're not talking about online, you got Roll20 and Fantasy Grounds and all that, and Discord, but we're talking about other stuff. So people playing in person. That's kind of some alliteration. All right. This set includes 64-page rulebook that teaches you how to create characters of levels 1 to 6. So this is a level above. 5th level was where the starter set went. Levels 1 to 6 and play the game, and to play the game. So how to create characters of levels 1 to 6 and play the game. So it's a big difference right there. You can create your own characters with this Essentials Kit. You don't have to use pre-gen. So Dragon of Ice Spire Peak, an introductory adventure. A double-sided poster map. Dungeon Master screen, so that's cool. It comes with a DM screen. 6 blank character sheets. 11 polyhedral dice. So they're giving you... looks like 2 D20s in here, which makes sense because you have the advantage and misadvantage. I guess you could call it that. The advantage and disadvantage mechanic, which requires 2 dice, or rolling 1 dice twice. 81 cards describing magic items, sidekicks, and more. That's interesting. Includes codes to continue your D&D journey on D&D Beyond, the official digital tool set for Dungeons & Dragons. And that includes a unique discount code for 50% off the digital version of Player's Handbook. That's kind of cool. A unique product key to unlock a digital version of the Dragon of Ice Spire Peak Adventure. That's cool. and access to supplementary content for Dragon of Ice Spire. Ice Spire. I don't know why I keep Ice Spire Peak supplementary content. So they're really pushing this with D&D Beyond. I don't know if you can see that there, but they're really pushing that connection to D&D Beyond, which is a good app in my opinion. I mean, I use the free version and it's quite handy, and I know people that use the paid version. And one thing I don't like about D&D Beyond, and this isn't a video about D&D Beyond, I'll just say this: I don't like buying like the Player's Handbook for like $50 and then turning around and spending basically full price for the Player's Handbook again on D&D Beyond. I don't like that at all. But anyway, okay. And I won't do that, I guess is what I'm saying. Now this half off, I might. Anyway, let's bust this bad boy open and see what we can see. So I know some people like to see everything. They like to see it all. The shrink wrap torn off. Other people are like, get right to it. So I'll compromise and I'll do the fast motion Benny Hill routine. Okay, there we go. It's off. All right, so there's the box without the shiny shrink wrap. Pretty cool cover art there. It's got a, looks like a wizard casting, I don't know if that's magic missile or what. They're kind of green eldritch bolts at a white dragon. And then there's I don't know if that's a halfling or a gnome, or I don't think it's a dwarf. There's no beard. It almost looks like they're saying, no, don't do that. So, pretty cool. Obviously establishes snow and ice spire peak. There's the back again. If you want to look at the back. I mean, I know some people want to look at everything. There you go. All right, so let's get this off. All right. So, woo! That new factory smell. That new printing smell. So, one thing I noticed right off the bat is that you get these nice red dice. This is the dice that came with the starter set were sort of blue with striations, darker striations in them. These are just sort of a semi-transparent red dice. There's the D20. I don't have autofocus on, so and you get 2 D20s. Let's see, 2. Oh, they give you 2 D6s. That's nice. Now they give you 4. You get 4 D6s. So that's, wow. There you go, 4 D6s. Because you need multiple D6s just to roll up characters, right? Unless you roll one dice over and over. Or if you don't do a point, unless you do a point by something, you get a D4. You get the standard. You got D4, D12, D8, and then you get, now this is weird considering that they gave, oh no, you do, they don't, they do give you a full set of percentile dice. 2 D10s, and one of them is in the 10s, 70, 20, 30 instead of 7, 2, and 3 or whatever. So there you go. That's pretty good. I like that because a lot of times these starter sets will give you the bare minimum and say that they've taken care of you. But that's nice. They're throwing in a little extra. Oh, I forgot to say, these are going for $25 or $24.99. Okay, so here's the Dragon of Ice Spire Peak Adventure. On the back, it has a map key, I guess, for the map that comes with this. It's glossy inside. Nice typesetting, nice layout design. Not a whole lot of art. There's a map. Got a little bit of art there. There's some more art. But not a whole lot. As I flip through this, there's some art, but not a whole lot. It's mainly maps. And then in the back, you have a sort of a limited bestiary. sort of a small, I guess, starter monster manual with several pages of monsters and NPCs and stat blocks and that sort of thing. Let me see if there's anything. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's like a skeletal horse. That's pretty neat. All right, so let's see if anything in the table of contents jumps out at me. Running the adventure. I won't give the rest of these because these are, sounds like locations and stuff that could potentially be spoilers. Maybe even just by the order that they're in the table of contents. So there's running the adventure, then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 sections that look like locations or parts of the adventure, chapters of the adventure. Then there's ending the adventure with where next. Kind of, okay, you've done the adventure, now what? And then creatures was creature stat blocks and creature descriptions. And then again, on the back, you have the map key. All right. So you get this box thing, which is you pop it open, and then you've got a little box here to put cards in, which is cool. You know, it talked about those, you know, magic items and cards and stuff. So that makes it easy to keep up with everything. Very nice, very nice. This is neat. Now, I don't use these myself, but I know a lot of people who do. And these are initiative cards. So it goes 1 through 9, and it looks like, you know, they're perforated, so you take them apart, and then that way you can track initiative. And, you know, I've seen people take like index cards and fold them or whatever and put the numbers on them and say, okay, you know, initiative 3 go, initiative 4 go, or whatever. And then or maybe you can hand them out and let people know, okay, you're initiative 1, based on your initiative 4, your initiative 8, so that everyone knows what initiative count they're in. I don't personally use these. I don't have a big problem keeping up with initiative, and most of my players are pretty good at keeping up with their own initiative, but I know a lot of people who like these. So that's neat. Looks like that's making it into the official D&D experience. Now, this is also nice. You get condition cards with restrained, prone, poisoned, unconscious, stunned. And then there's magic charm. And then combat step by step. So there are these 3 combat cards, and on the back they have descriptions. So you can hand out these you know, here's how combat works. Here's the order of combat. Roll initiative, take turns, begin the next round, etc. So these are nice. This is nice. I think this is I think this is what a starter set should be. Now, the original starter set again is fine. But you know, this extra that they're adding is quite nice. More condition cards: deafened, charmed, blinded, incapacitated, grappled, frightened, petrified, paralyzed, and invisible, with the explanations on back. Again, this is great because a lot of times there's when you're playing the game, you say, well, like you're grappled, and then people will be like, okay, well, grappled means et cetera, common sense wise, but sometimes the game definition of a condition isn't always what common sense would tell you or your assumptions would tell you. Because remember, this is a game. It's not a reality or physics simulator. It's a game system, which sometimes has different implementations than reality. You have some little Sidekick sheets cards here, and you got like Inverna, Nightbreeze, Galandra Luna, Donabello Fiasco, Nib, Addlespur, Ruby Hammerwhacker. There's just a bunch, and then on the back it's got descriptions, tells a little bit about them. Is like, for example, Donabella Fiasco is a human spellcaster. Says Donabella is a young magic user who wears a paper mache unicorn mask because it makes her feel more magical. Sure, why not? Use the spellcaster sidekick stat block in the rulebook to represent her. Then it gives her personality, her ideal, her bond, and her flaw. So there's evidently sidekicks, as we mentioned earlier, some sort of sidekick role. Then you have a lot of stats here for magic items. And these magic items are... Now, one thing that's kind of a shame is these magic items don't have artwork to represent the magic item, but it says magic item, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of these, 3 by 3, so 9 times 4 is what, 36? No, 9 times 4, help me here. 18, 27, yeah, 30, 36? Yeah, I think 36. So there's, I can math, 36 magic item cards. And it just says magic item, and on the back it might say something like +1 short sword, +1 shield, cloak of billowing, etc. So you can, you have a magic item, which again is nice. Not absolutely necessary to play the game. I'm always of the firm belief really all you need is pen, paper, and dice, or pencil and imagination. But this other stuff doesn't help. Help. It doesn't hurt, and that's not a Freudian slip. I don't think that stuff hurts. I'm not down on it. And then you have some quests. And there's several quests in here that I guess as you give a quest to the party or the player, you can say, here's a quest. And that way it's like their own personal quest log. So again, this stuff is nice. It just helps, traditionally people take their own notes or whatever, but that's fine, especially for new players. This is important information. We get the, 2-sided map. And the map on one side is the Sword Coast, which is a very popular region of the Forgotten Realms that a lot of official D&D adventures happen in. And then the other half is the village of Phandalin, which was the main village that also featured in the starter set adventure, Wave Echo Cave. Lost Mine of Phandelver was the name of it. Then it finished at Wave Echo Cave. Now, what's interesting is my party that I DM, they actually ended up, when they finished the Lost Mine of Phandelver, they established a guild in the town of Phandalin, which is on this map. So it's interesting that the starter set and the Essentials Kit are continuing in that area. You get a Essentials Kit Rulebook. Let me look through here. The Rulebook, it's about what you would expect, which is it's kind of like the free version of the rules that you can get at Wizards of the Coast. I'm not going to say it's exactly the same, but creating a character, welcome to Dungeons and Dragons, creating a character, playing the game, equipment, spells, sidekick, and there's an Appendix A for sidekicks and Appendix B for conditions. And the conditions are on the back cover. It's shiny, glossy, laid out with D&D art. So, pretty good stuff. I always like black and white art. I don't know why. It just feels very RPG to me. Little halfling skulker. You skulk, buddy. You skulk behind that barrel, and there's another piece of art. Now, I'll take a brief look at the sidekicks just because I'm not super familiar with that. This is Appendix A, starting on page 63. On your adventures, the DM might reveal that you befriended a special character called a Sidekick who joins your party. This appendix presents the game statistics for sidekicks, of which there are 3 types. Expert is an agile and exceedingly helpful jack of all trades. Spellcaster, a magic user who can cast spells to harm your foes and heal you and your friends. And warrior. The DM will either tell you which type of the sidekick to use or let you choose one. And then you have stat blocks. So I guess you just run them like a NPC, but you maybe let... your sidekick starts as a first level character. They've had stuff like this before. A lot of times it was hirelings or followers and other things. But yeah, they can go up in level. So it's basically they go up in rules the same way a player. So it's almost like a second character, but maybe more limited with the stat block. It's not a fully fledged character. It's kind of managed on what they do when they level up and that sort of thing, which would definitely help with duet play. Okay, interesting. All right. And I haven't seen anything immediately that jumps out and says, this is how you do duet play, but I'm sure it's either in the adventure or the rulebook, probably in the adventure. Here is the DM screen. Now, the first thing that will immediately strike you, it's kind of flimsy. It's not just paper. It's kind of glossy, thin, heavy stock, light cardboard maybe, but it's definitely better than nothing. And I like the artwork. So there's the artwork on it. Oop, it's kind of tell. I'm trying not to hit my microphone. Sorry. And then on the other side, just standard sort of DM screen stuff with helpful information. And I found that the DM screens, I rarely refer to the information. Every now and then I'll refer, especially I think the DM screen I have is with the first 5e one. They've come out with one since then that I think has better information on the inside. But, you know, conditions, travel pace, food, drink, and lodging, size comparisons from tiny up to gargantuan, actions in combat, point of origin for spells, long jump, high jump, concentration, things you can do on your turn, etc. So, again, I'm not knocking it for something thrown in, because DM screens cost, what, 15, 20 bucks? So you get a DM screen in a $25 kit? Sure, why not? And then you have blank character sheets so that you can make your character and then gather your party before venturing forth. Can I mix? Well, I guess that Baldur's Gate was a D&D computer game. So there you go. And it looks like the character sheets are pretty standard. There's not one for like spellcasters and one for clerics or anything like that. And then the obligatory, you know, welcome. Here's an ad for other stuff. Learn to play. Develop your stories. Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master's Guide, Monster Manual, Xanathar's Guide, Volos, dice, etc., etc. Adventures. There's just, you know, Salt Marsh, Dungeon of the Mad Mage, Dragon Heist, and on the back, I guess those are those codes that I talked about for D&D Beyond to get your extra digital content. So, yeah. Yep. Dragon of Icefire's Peak, Icepire. Yep. Continue the story, get a digital version of the adventure, and then unlock the digital version of the Player's Handbook at 50% off. I'm probably going to do that. I like that. I don't mind getting it at 50% off. So there you go. I mean, that's it. That is the D&D Beyond, not D&D Beyond, the D&D Essentials Kit, available as of now from available now from Target as of June 24th, and then available, and I guess at finer game stores and locations everywhere September 3rd, which I think is a smart move, because keeping it just to Target indefinitely would be a bad move. I mean, not friendly to your existing fan base in game stores and all that stuff. So I guess this is a compromise. You get it in Target, maybe expose it to people who normally wouldn't see it by not going to a game store or something. But then also the game stores don't get locked out of the action. So there you go. The Essentials Kit. Thanks so much for watching, and we will catch you next time. Or actually, the D&D Essentials Kit, D&D 5e. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time on Shameless.